you want to do that scares you? Why do you want to do it? Why does it scare you? It seems trivial now, but this time 2 years ago, I was pacing around my room, palms clammy with sweat, staring at the glaring pile of college rejections on my desk, terrified of my next step. Perhaps I could take a gap year and spend that time away from academic pressure to really work on myself. Or perhaps it would be a colossal waste of time. I would come out of it accomplishing nothing, and I would end up falling behind. To be frank, the idea of taking a gap year made me feel like a failure. As my finger hovered over the defer your offer button, my mind traced back to what my best friend had said to me. Shah, would you be able to forgive yourself if you didn't try again? Even when nothing was certain, I was certain about my answer being no. So I embarked on my gap year, and I chose to see this time as an opportunity to stray away from the conventional path and explore any and everything. So I designed a device to remove toxic heavy metals from polluted water, created content for a startup, tagged along on my mum's business trip, and even started vlogging on YouTube. Yikes! The world is full of so many cool and new things that we've yet to discover. So now I can safely say that straying away from the conventional path was the best decision I've ever made. Because I learned two things. I learned to be comfortable with the unknown. The unknown can be really intimidating. But the truth is, it's perfectly fine to not know what you want to do. If anything, that's the best part. Once you become comfortable with the unknown, you're more likely to take risks and just go for it. Instead of seeing the unknown as uncertainty, you begin to see it as the potential for something super exciting. When I got to university, I joined a 10-week startup incubator on campus. In the first week, they challenged us to flip $100 into $250. My team and I tried laser cutting wooden posters, offering resume reviews, and even bringing a small business onto campus to market their product. But the real kicker was spending our Friday evenings selling dining hall cookies to the people coming home from parties. Let's just say that they weren't too happy with me trying to push dining hall food into their faces. Yeah, that was a real night of character building. It's through this experience, though, that I realized that ultimately, my gap year of experimentation helped me hone this mindset of being comfortable with diving into the unknown. I also learned to be comfortable with being alone. According to Forbes, 73% of Gen Z report sometimes or always feeling alone. But alone doesn't necessarily have to mean lonely. For me, I enjoy my moments of being alone because it's my time to really be with my thoughts. Whether it's strolling through the park on grey, cloudy days where the wind is just cold enough to nibble at my nose, or journaling in my catch-all notebook, I cherish my moments of being alone because it's when I can reflect upon what makes me happy, what drives me, and my why. I'm embracing alone. When I got to university, I realized I was less prone to experiencing a fear of missing out because I had already learned to be comfortable with myself and content. According to Harvard Business Review, on average, we each make 30,000 decisions every single day. And every decision leads us down a slightly different path. Like small pebbles that cause ripples in the flowing stream of life. If I had said yes to sticking with my originally planned conventional path, my life would have looked so different. Picture this. Waking up for 9 a.m. lectures, struggling through problem sets, and staying up all night to study for my midterms. This is what my life would have looked like if I had studied aerospace engineering. I would have had spent so much time trying to keep up with my academic rigorous course load that I wouldn't have had time to even fathom exploring other things like theatre or entrepreneurship. But instead, this is my life now. Building startups with my friends, staying up all night to pitch ideas to companies like Snapchat, and every now and then beating my friends at Monopoly while whilst camping in the middle of nowhere. One decision to stray away from the conventional path and take a gap year catapulted my life down a completely different path. 5,000 miles away from home, more wild than I could have ever imagined. I urge you to view rejection as an opportunity to break away from the conventional path. The more setbacks you experience, the more resilient to that initial sting of rejection you'll become. For me, straying away from the linear path included taking a gap year. But this might look differently for everyone. Perhaps you decide to switch from being a STEM major to a humanities major. Or perhaps, as I've recently started experimenting with, you decide to switch from being a night owl to an early bird. Whatever it is, I want you to think back to the scary thing that you want to do from the beginning of this talk. What's the first step to achieving that scary thing? And what might happen if you just gave it a try? So, get out there, be bold, and take risks.